Have you tried to shop your business insurance in the past, but ended up not finding anything better? In this video today, I'm going to break down the steps that you need to take in order to make sure that you are always getting the best possible rates for your business insurance. I'll also share with you some of the behind the scenes things that take place that you may not know about, but are ultimately affecting your premiums. My name is Hunter McHugh. I am the owner and founder of McHugh Insurance Group. We are a commercial insurance agency locally owned in Wilmington, Delaware, serving commercial clients in Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. All right, so I don't know a single business out there that believes 100% that they are getting the best rates on their business insurance year in and year out. Some may think that they do, but they're never 100% sure. And maybe you have quoted your business insurance in the past and the other agent you work with couldn't find anything cheaper. Or maybe you've asked your current agent to shop around and they told you that the company you're with is the best option available. I'm here to tell you that in the last 10 years that I've been doing this, I've learned that almost 40% of the time, there's a more competitive option out there for any given business that you're just not aware of. So how could that be? If you've shopped around before or you've asked your agent to shop around for you, how could you possibly be missing out on a better program? I'm going to tell you how, but first there's a couple of things that are important to understand. Number one, did you know that in any given year, only one agent can submit a quote for your business with each individual carrier? And did you also know that once a submission has been received by a carrier for your business, no other agent can obtain a quote from that carrier without an assigned broker of record letter? Lastly, would you believe me if I told you that there are agents out there, and I'm going to say more than likely more than half of them, who will simply send in quotes to every carrier they can ahead of your renewal to keep other agents from accessing it, which is what we refer to as blocking the market. Now, it's important to note that that's not always the case. Sometimes you have an agent who is truly doing their job and getting quotes from every carrier, but more than half the time, from what we've seen, they're doing it simply to block out any competition. Finally, it's important to note that depending on the agency you work with, there's a chance that they may not have access to the same carriers as a different agency down the road or in a different county or a different state. And I say all that to lead into the ultimate purpose of this video, which is to ensure that you're always getting the most competitive rates on your business insurance. So knowing what we just discussed, let's dig into how the process should work when you're considering alternative options for your business insurance. In a perfect world, the next time you go to shop your business insurance, here's how the process will look, okay? So number one, you're going to find and identify an agent that is knowledgeable in your industry, that has access to carriers that are good at writing coverage for businesses like yours. Number two, once you've identified this agent, they should procure you with two separate things for you ahead of your renewal. Number one, being a comprehensive review of your current insurance program. This should be their analysis of your coverages, the way it's put together, and how it compares to peers in your industry, and any recommendations that they have, whether that be higher deductibles, increasing limits, lowering limits, adding coverage. Then the next thing they should provide you with is a market analysis, which simply highlights the carriers that they sent submissions to and the responses and quotes that they received back from those carriers for your business. And at this point, once you have those items, it's important to pay attention to a few things. Number one, did the agent demonstrate that they know what's going on in your industry with the coverage review? Did they make any recommendations? Or were they able to show you exactly how your program is put together and why it doesn't need to be changed? If they come up empty here, there's a chance that they may not be an expert in what you do. Number two, how many carriers did they obtain quotes from or send submissions to? If they bring you, let's say, at least three options, it's safe to assume that they've done all they can, at least, in trying to find you the best option. If they've only provided you with one or two, that means that one of two things happened. Either your current agent blocked them from going to other markets, but don't worry, the agent you're working with will tell you if this happened, or they don't have access to enough carriers to give you a full scope of the market. Okay? So you want to make sure that they're demonstrating expertise and that they have market access that's adequate for your type of business. And after you've gone through this entire due diligence program, you should really be left with the following. Number one, confidence that your current insurance program is designed correctly and that there's nothing you're missing from a coverage perspective, or you have the solution to fix it. Number two is a market analysis that identifies whether or not you have the best rates available or a proposal from a different carrier with more competitive rates. And lastly, maybe the most important, after this process, you'll have proof as to whether or not your current agent is really doing their job each year. Okay? Now, the last step to this process is to ensure that you continue, or in order to continue to receive the best rates, is to ensure that you do this process every single year, if not every other year. And that really all depends on the state of the insurance market and what your renewal offers look like. And you don't always have to find another agent to do the work. If you trust your agent to do this for you, and you're confident that they're going to be transparent with you regarding this process, then you can save yourself time and continue to work with that one agent if they're willing to sit down with you every year, give you a coverage analysis, and provide you a market analysis alongside it. It's actually recommended that you work with just one carrier, and this is kind of the icing on the cake here. When you have one agent who represents your business with all of the carriers that they have access to, and they control all of the quotes, they have the most leverage possible to negotiate better rates for you. The challenge is making sure that you have an agent that you trust to do just that for you. I hope this was helpful. Next time you go out and you quote your business insurance, be sure to follow this process, or at least ask your current agent for the items that we discussed. And be sure to like and subscribe this so that you can follow along at your next renewal. And look, I can't say that I invented this process. There's a lot of agents out there that do it, but what I can say is this: at McHugh Insurance Group, we have perfected this process. If you have any questions, drop a comment below or feel free to reach out to us at our website, mchuhinsurancegroup.com.